Welcome to the ultimate whoopsie doodle in corporate history. Imagine, if you will, that you're a casual gamer. You log into Rainbow Six Siege, a game that usually asks for your credit card information more often than a suspicious telemarketer, and suddenly you're the Sultan of Brunei. You have billions of R6 credits. You didn't earn them, you didn't buy them. They just appeared like a miracle from a god who wears a hoodie and lives on a diet of flamin' hot Cheetos. Usually, Ubisoft treats R6 credits like they're forged from the concentrated tears of endangered species. They are precious, they are expensive. They are the reason Ubisoft's CEO can afford a yacht that has its own smaller, backup yacht. But for 48 glorious hours, the economy of Siege looked like post-World War I Germany, except, instead of wheelbarrows of cash to buy bread, people had digital wallets so fat they were breaking the UI. The hackers didn't just break the gate, they replaced the gate with a welcome home mat and a bowl of free candy. Players were panic buying everything. Should I get the elite skin for Sledge? Yes. Should I buy every seasonal weapon wrap from the last 5 years? Absolutely. It was a digital looter's paradise. People were dressing their operators in gold-plated tactical gear, like they were about to storm a gala instead of a suburban basement. Ubisoft's monetization strategy is built on the sunk cost fallacy and the hope that you have no impulse control. They've spent a decade perfecting the art of the 20 digital hat. So, watching a group of hackers turn their profit margins into a take a penny, leave a penny tray, was the most satisfying thing to happen in gaming since the last time a major publisher accidentally leaked their own source code. The hackers were essentially the Robin Hoods of the Ethernet. But instead of feeding the poor, they were making sure everyone had a cool-looking assault rifle. It's a profound commentary on the state of modern gaming. The security is so bad that the villains are the ones actually giving the players what they want for free. Ubisoft's security team must have been working from home, which in tech speak usually means playing Elden Ring, while their email notifications are muted. If you can't protect the one thing you actually charge money for, what are you even doing? You're not a tech company, you're a charity that doesn't know it's a charity yet. If the first part of this hack was the great giveaway, the second part was the great gaslighting. In Siege, there's a global ban feed. It's that little ticker in the top right corner that tells the world when a cheater has been vaporized by the Batleye anti-cheat system. It's supposed to be a symbol of justice. Instead, it became a Twitter feed for the hackers. Suddenly, the feed wasn't announcing bans for aimbotting or wall hacking. It was spitting out memes, specifically the 6-7 meme. For those of you who don't spend 18 hours a day in Discord trenches, 6-7 is a phonetic play on Siege. It's the kind of joke that's only funny if your brain has been melted by 10 years of tactical shooters. But to the hackers, it was the ultimate calling card. They hijacked the administrative tools. They started banning players for 67 days. They weren't actually banning them from the game. In some cases, they were just sending the notification to everyone's screen to create mass hysteria. It was digital psychological warfare. Imagine being a casual player, trying to enjoy a nice game of hide and seek with shotguns. And the game tells you that you've been banned for 2 months because a ghost in the machine thought it would be funny. This wasn't a breach, it was a digital wedgie. These hackers weren't trying to steal your identity. They were trying to steal Ubisoft's dignity. And honestly, they found a very empty vault. Ubisoft's moderation tools were turned against them, like a security guard being beaten with his own flashlight. The 6-7 meme is the peak of gamer irony. It's the community saying, we know your game is broken, and we're going to use your own brokenness to laugh at you. The fact that Ubisoft's anti-cheat was used to harass the actual players is a chef's kiss of incompetence. It's like a fire extinguisher that sprays gasoline. Ubisoft spends millions on live service infrastructure, but they can't stop a teenager from calling the CEO a noob through a global system notification. At this point, I trust a screen door to stop a mosquito more than I trust Ubisoft to stop a script kiddie with a grudge. Now we get into the nerd lore. How did this happen? Did the hackers use a quantum supercomputer? Did they infiltrate the Ubisoft mainframe via a high-speed chase in a virtual reality landscape? No, they used MongoBleed. MongoBleed sounds like something you'd need a prescription cream for, but it's actually a vulnerability in MongoDB, a popular database system. Apparently, Ubisoft's backend was about as secure as a diary, with one of those tiny plastic keys. The hackers were able to leak the server's memory. In plain English, the server was accidentally telling everyone its deepest, darkest secrets. The attackers could see transactions, modify inventories, and essentially play God with the database. They didn't have to crack the code was basically shouting its password at anyone who bothered to listen. This is the part where the casual fans should get worried. If they can give you 1 billion credits, they can probably see where you live. Okay, maybe not, but it's more fun to be dramatic. Ubisoft has been running Siege for a decade. 10 years. In 10 years, you could get a medical degree and specialize in brain surgery. In 10 years, you could build a civilization from scratch in Minecraft. But in 10 years, Ubisoft apparently hasn't figured out how to patch a database. Using an unpatched version of MongoDB in 2025 is like trying to protect the crown jewels with a beware of dog sign when you don't even own a dog. It's professional negligence. It's the IT equivalent of leaving your car running with the doors open and a sign on the windshield that says free car. And when the car gets stolen, Ubisoft acts surprised. Oh no, how could this happen to us? A multi-billion-dollar corporation with thousands of engineers. I'll tell you how you're lazy. You're trying to run a Ferrari on the engine of a lawnmower, and you're wondering why it's exploding. To understand why the chicken is a big deal, you have to understand that Siege is a game about tactical realism. It's about being a highly trained special forces operative. It is not about a giant 2D JP of a chicken covering 90% of your screen. Back in 2022, hackers figured out how to inject images into the game's UI. The chicken became the mascot of Ubisoft's failure. Fast forward to 2025 and guess who's back? The chicken. Along with other memes, pornographic images, because hackers are nothing if not predictable, and strobe light effects that were probably a lawsuit waiting to happen. Imagine you're in a 1 versus 1 situation. The tension is high. Your heart is pounding. You're peeking a corner, ready to make the play of your life. And then bam, a giant squawking poultry icon covers your eyes. You're dead. Not because you were outplayed, but because Ubisoft can't stop a picture of a farm animal from infiltrating their grade A security. Ubisoft is so bad at security that the hackers are literally doing reruns. They are recycling content. They didn't even bother to come up with a new prank, because the old one still works. This is the rickroll of the tactical shooter world. If I were a Ubisoft executive, I would be humiliated. Not because I was hacked, everyone gets hacked, but because I was hacked by a chicken. Again, it's the digital version of a clown slipping on the same banana peel for 3 years straight. The game has moved past being a tactical shooter and is now a postmodern comedy about the death of software integrity. The fact that they still haven't figured out how to block unauthorized image injections into the UI is mind-boggling. It's like a bank that can't stop people from drawing mustaches on the security cameras. Once the Ubisoft developers finally finished their artisanal coffees and realized the game was on fire, they did the only thing they knew how to do. They hit the panic button. They shut down the servers and initiated a rollback. A rollback is the nuclear option. It means they take the game's database and rewind it to a time before the hack started. It's like a time machine, but instead of killing Hitler, you're just killing everyone's progress. If you were a legitimate player who spent all night grinding to reach diamond rank, gone. If you actually bought a skin with real money during that window, your money is gone, and the skin is gone too until you contact support and wait 6 months for a reply. They essentially erased 48 hours of history because they couldn't tell the difference between a hacker and a regular person who just got lucky. It was a mass punishment. The rollback is the ultimate participation trophy in reverse. It's Ubisoft saying, we're so incompetent at catching the bad guys that we're just going to punish everyone. It's the digital version of a teacher cancelling the field trip because one kid wouldn't stop making fart noises. The rollback is a confession. It's an admission that their logs are so messy and their systems are so archaic that they have no way to surgically remove the fake credits. They had to burn the whole forest down to get rid of one termite. For a live service game, this is the kiss of death. It tells the players that their time isn't respected. Why should I play your game if you might just decide to delete my Tuesday because your intern forgot to update the firewall? It's not a service, it's a hostage situation where the kidnappers keep tripping over their own feet. The timing of this couldn't have been worse, which makes it better for us. Ubisoft was in the middle of a massive marketing push for Rainbow Six Siege X. It was supposed to be the 10th anniversary celebration, the Big X, the next generation of the game. They wanted to show off new features, better graphics, and a renewed commitment to player safety. Instead, they gave us the 6-7 hack. They wanted to show us the future, but they accidentally showed us that the basement is flooded and the foundation is rotting. Calling it Siege X is hilarious because X is usually what you click when you want to close a program that isn't responding. Ubisoft is trying to put a tuxedo on a raccoon. They want you to think this is a premium, polished experience, but it's actually just a 10-year-old game held together by duct tape and the sheer stubbornness of a player base that has Stockholm Syndrome. Siege X isn't a rebrand, it's a distraction. It's like a restaurant that gets a C rating from the health inspector and responds by changing the font on the menu. You can call it X, you can call it Ultimate, you can call it Super Duper Tactical Fun Time. But if a guy named Bongwater69 can still give everyone $1 billion and a chicken JP, it's still the same broken mess. To the casual fans watching this, don't be fooled. This isn't a glitch. This is the culture of a company that prioritizes skin bundles over server stability. Ubisoft doesn't want to fix the game. They want to sell you the idea of a fixed game. They're like a landlord who paints over the mold and tells you it's an accent wall. In conclusion, Rainbow Six Siege is the greatest soap opera in gaming. Not because the story is good, but because the production is a disaster, and the lead actors are all being replaced by JPEGs of poultry. Stay for the drama, but for the love of everything holy, don't give them your money. They'll probably just lose it in a database called Totally Secure Do Not Hack DB. Good luck, operators. You're going to need more than a bulletproof vest to survive this level of corporate embarrassment.